Johannesburg to Zimbabwe, I want to tell you, so we're on a plane filled with people, and it was only 3 of us who are black people were on that plane. I whispered to a lady beside me and say, how them say Zimbabwe is such a bad place and so many white people go in there? And she said, you don't know it, go. It's the Western propaganda. Well, no, it is coming through from some source we have in Zimbabwe that tomorrow will be a day when the military has urged the people of Zimbabwe to look out and to listen, because there will be a broadcast, and within this broadcast, it might be one of the biggest change in Zimbabwe apart from what happened in 1980. Yeah. I look forward to hear what that announcement will be. Yeah, man, I want to tell you that Zimbabwe is a wonderful place in Africa. Looks good, well built up. Most of the youths there are educated too, you know? You go to Zimbabwe and you see a papa big like my head. You see a cabbage and it big like your pad cover. Seeing? And you might hear that it was once the breadbasket of Africa. But it was the breadbasket of South Africa, because most of the white farmers used to just send them produce to South Africa. And trust me, simultaneously, those people were mining gold and diamond, because 29% of all the diamonds in the world is in Zimbabwe. Naira, that country is rich in resources. Last time I was there, Bill Gates was there. Mugabe never wanted to talk to him. and you know, say, that man, they have food. Yeah, I really want to know what is going to happen there, because Mugabe has done a wonderful job, you know, in getting out the whole Rhodesia system. When Ian Smith used to be there, Cecil Rhodes. Yeah. Cecil Rhodes, all him left right now is who get Rhodes Scholar. Well, for people at Jamaica get Rhodes Scholar too. Yeah. And even Bob Marley tell you, say, not stepping in a Zimbabwe and him come for free Zimbabwe. This man has been there since 1980. How much? A long time, that's now about 37 years, nearly 40 of us. You know? My little problem with him is that he don't understand how to transition into another thing. You know what I mean? I think he must watch some of them white boys, they like Putin, how them man they become prime minister and then them become something else and still they're at the top of them game. You know? But I guess he never learned that something there. And now I'm under house arrest. You know, as a Syrian, when I went there the last time, you know, everywhere we go in the world, Ryan is always at first with his Canadian passport. And this time in Zimbabwe, the people them saying, no, sir, you got to stay around here. And the Jamaican, we have an agreement with the Jamaicans. And I went through and Ryan had to join line, so. Yeah. Our people, them, you know. Coming through out of Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF, the Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front, ruling party since 1980. They are saying that you are invited to join us as we march to show our gratitude and appreciation to the Zimbabwe Defense Forces for safeguarding our values and restoration of order in our country. Right now, I want to reason with my brethren in a Zimbabwe a little bit, you know? Yeah. Shiloh, you there? Hey, Shiloh. Shiloh. I try to connect with a brethren down in a Zimbabwe, forget a fullness of really what go on the ground because information kind of sketchy and it's like, you know, people them not really attack or fully go on. And them promise that tomorrow they would anyway. But, you know, if we can sneak in and get something before the big announcement make, then we can do that from the Steppin Razor. You know? Yeah, man. Sheila? Yeah, man, but you know, you see, the Western propaganda always make it look like Africa is not one of the best places to be. But if you notice, the Chinese, them don't enough. Yeah, and them not stop. Have the place maybe I got turn in a Chinatown. And a lot of white people are there also. You know who live in a Zimbabwe? I drive fast in my yard. Menguste. Yeah, that man there, where, you know, had the encounter there with Haile Selassie. Yeah, man. Run from Ethiopia as a fugitive and down there. Drive fast in my yard and look still. And say, yeah, so you're there. But right now it look like Mugabe in the same position, you know. You know that Jamaicans don't need visa to go to Zimbabwe, you know. Yeah, you can just try and go there still. And the man don't use his money either. I come back with one whole heap of money when I go to star. Yeah, but it not work nothing. The man start use US. I wonder for the virgin that. Yeah, bless. Greetings.
Yes, I blessed. Greetings.
Greetings. How are you, Sheila?
Blessed.
Sheila?
Yes, this is Shiloh.
Yeah. Greetings, man. We're there with
Zimbabwe.
Right. Well, look, you're live on radio in Jamaica on IRI FM, and you're also live all over the world on IRIFM.net. So we want a little.
Yes, sir. You know what?
Right. So we just want to hear and to understand what is really happening on the ground in Zim right now, because what is coming through in the media is not so complete, you know. Can you give us some idea of what is really happening there, Shiloh?
All right. We just need a little background first. 2 weeks ago, the vice president was sacked from government and the party, right? And then from that time, what's happening now is that the military has the president of the country still as president, but he is under house arrest because the military has him. However, negotiations are in progress. So as of yet, there's been no agreement, understanding of what's actually happening. So everybody's actually just waiting to get the outcome. However, there's peace and calm. Everything nice. And everybody's happy because really and truly, the military themselves are not actually going after the president. They're going after certain criminals who are around the president, within the government and the like, who are pushing their own agenda. And the most interesting and important thing is that there is no foreign involvement in the happenings that are going in Zim right now as we speak.
Yeah, and that sounds good, but is it that they are going after criminals in the government, or them just don't want Mugabe's wife to take over from him? Yeah, is it that they think that President Mugabe is being controlled by this young lady? And hold on, the negotiation that you're talking about, what they really want? Is it that they want Mugabe to step down?
Yes. Mugabe is being asked to step down and retire. And we have an interim government taking over. And the interim president would be the vice president that they sacked.
What is the mood of the people of the party, the ruling party? Is that everybody is happy with that? Is that everybody is against his wife to become president after? The normal mood in Zimbabwe now with everybody, what is it? Is it tense? Or, people going about their normal business same way, boss?
Everybody's going about their normal business. Everybody's happy. Right now, I'm just at the studio. At Trackers in Progress, smoking some spliff. Everybody happy. You know what I mean?
All right, Papa. Well, if everybody happy, then who?
If there's nothing is happening, really and truly, we're just living life like nothing changed.
Yeah, man. Life is an endless cycle of change. We understand the change must take place, and the president is 93, so transition of power can take place now. I'm in totally agreement with that.
Remember also, the military have got nothing against the old man. There's love and respect the old man.
Okay.
But it's just frustration and how people have been living and how certain things can actually happen for everybody. You see me?
Well, what I know is that Zimbabwe is filled with resources. And if the place has so much resources, then, people should be well off. Apart from all the sanctions that has been, going on from the United States and England, and we understand all of that, but we have to give Zimbabwe some credit because within all of that, they have survived, and we know how the resources over there stay. We know that the man them...
My brother, look at it this way.
Yes.
London. Capital of England. London. The population of London is more than the population of Zimbabwe. But the whole of England going to Zimbabwe 6 times.
Yes. Yes.
So, right now, the good news for Zimbabwe, we have finally turned the corner.
Yes.
Lately, always known as Mugabe, we've never had no option. You see me? Right now, whatever is happening is an option. And we have turned the corner.
Yes. Well, and that is good.
In turn, amongst ourselves. Right now, that is trying all their time. They cannot actually involve themselves to actually take action.
So the opposition leader is asking for Mugabe to resign and allow election to take place. When?
The opposition leader is not involved at all.
Okay.
He was actually taken by surprise. So the current status right now is there will be no elections next year. We will have an interim government.
That will go on for what, about 3 years?
3 to 5 years.
Okay. Understand. How involved is President Zuma in all of this?
That's what I'm trying to say. President Zuma is involved in all of this through SADC. You know SADC, right?
Yeah, man, I do.
The Southern African Regional Bloc.
Okay.
So Zuma is only vote as member of SADC and assessing the situation of the crisis, as they are liking to call it.
Yes.
But I need to reiterate this point. Everything is calm in Zimbabwe. There is no gunshot or bus. There is no blood or run. We living life normal. We good.
And
we
that
enjoying.
and Shiloh, that is very important. From no blood, no run, no gunshot, no bus. I want you just go and hold tight, heal up all our heal up Jafara, heal up the professor, and you soon see we in Zimbabwe. Bless up yourself.
Yeah, man. Real talk, my legend. So remember this. I the most failing cool breeze. A series.
True.
Right now in Zimbabwe, everything crisp. Everything nice.
Give thanks. Well, we give thanks for here. Get a sneak preview of what will be the announcement tomorrow. There make we know. So we're comfortable. If the people in Zimbabwe is comfortable, we are. Give thanks again, my brethren, and we'll talk some more here.
Yeah, man, give thanks, my Lord. Rastafari is the Almighty I, without apology.
Every time. Yes, I. So that was the Virgin out of Zimbabwe. Virgin said, them good. No gunshot, no bust, no blood, no run. The military take over and decided that they will have an interim government for 3 years. And maybe after that, them have an election. So, yeah. I mean, if that is the best method they can find to do a transition of that kind of power, then let it be. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Steppin Razor. This is Lalibela. You don't know, we're rebellious, man, and we have good behavior. I'm here. 2 to 6, yeah? Sitting in for Muta Baruka, who is somewhere, nowhere near. Yeah, we want all parishes to tune in. Tell your brethren, say we're up on the radio. We have a whole lot of things to talk about. We're talk about needs, and we're going to talk about Sugar, who has become your slave master twice. Yeah, one time you have to cut it, and now it'll cut you. Yes, I. Jamaica, where Jamaica kind of situates, you know, geographically, there is a fault line where them say run from Dominican Republic through Haiti, come forward through Cuba and come in at Jamaica. I wonder if how we are going like we well wicked if something go up, man. Maybe the earthquake is a must higher. Because I just see one earthquake shook up the whole of Iran, you know, upon the border Iran and Iraq. And it's a whole heap of people, whole heap of villages get dismantled, whole heap of building gone forward, seeing? And it is not far-fetched for things like that to happen around us. So I say, we're prayers there with the people them around Iran and Iraq. Yeah, because that's something that can happen around here. So remember 1907, one thing going boy, you know. Yeah, man, a serious earthquake in Kingston, them say over 1,000 people dead. That one there, never small, and one did come forward before that. I did what, about 1692? Over earthquake, over Port Royal, where half over this a sink. So almost see the man them a move, man. Carefully, man, or make jaw vex with it too much. That certain things squad, you know what I mean? Yeah, because our man them a kill the people, them boy, I thought it not too nice. I see man them just knock off all two lady down a Montego Bay. They were kind of dread, you know what I mean? I wonder if we don't have no other way to deal with that kind of dispute. You know, I want to tell all the man them where I kill people to say, when somebody do something and you kill that person, they are out of all misery. That person they not feel nothing. You know, the person who feel that most is the people who is left behind. So, I think so we have to find some other way to deal with the levels of anger there we will have. Yeah, can't be that it's just life you have to take. Because in the long run too, when you take all of these lives, if you watch the history of how Jamaica run, none of them people there, not their own. More than so. If you're not dead too, yeah, you're there prison or something, you know what I mean? And this nice little paradise, yeah, I mean, we can mend it up and make it all right, you know what I mean? We don't have to deal with it, so. Yeah, remember, me come from all Manchester and, yeah, you look my father down in the hills there. Janga, go on hold tight. One time when I down there, so them say the cleanest parish and the most peaceful parish nowadays, I tell you, yeah, I go down there, you have to look left, right, and center because the man them get dangerous. You know what I mean? When we still live a country and pre-forgot town, I say, yeah, Kingston, I have to watch what I do when I go there. But guess what now? Clarendon and St. James, I go hard. So I want to yell up the people them at Jamaica. From Kingston to St. Catherine. Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, yeah? Westmoreland, and we'll go down to St. James, Hanover, and come forward at Trelawney, round in a St. Andrew, we're there now, St. Mary, St. Thomas, up, Portland. Me left out anyone? Well, maybe if Portmore is, then Portmore. Or if Port Royal is another parish, then you too. Yeah, man. We just want to heal up everybody and we have enough love. Yeah. It's the Steppin Razor. Yeah, we'll get some music in your soul. All right. So, you know the whole national ID issue is looming all over Jamaica. Yeah, the NIDS database. I wonder if Jamaican people get a fullness of what it is all about. Not even I don't get a fullness of what it is all about, because them whole pages there where you have to read, and you know you after to read to so many changes has made. But these are some of the things that you need or will be required of you. See? Your full name, date and time of your birth, place of your birth, full names of parents, gender. That means your sex, whether you're boy or girl. I don't know how. Well, maybe you have other sex too. Principal place of residence, occasional places of residence, mailing address, occupation, nationality, marital status, full name of spouse, whether you're married or is common law, date of marriage to and place, date of decree absolute. Okay then. Date of death, age at death, place of death, email, address, portrait, signature, palm print, toe print, footprint. What are they? So the palm print of your hand, right? And the toe print of your foot, and your footprint. Toe print different from footprint. Rock stone. You have the iris scan, you have the retina scan. We know so that have to do with the eye, your height, your eye color, distinguishing features, employment status. So what if you not work? Race. Some people don't know their race. Because a whole lot of people who are brown think they're white. And a whole lot of people who are brown don't know so they're black. So that I gonna need little kind of education too. Religion. I like how me not deal with religion. Me have a way of life. I wonder how that I go. Phone number, that's all right. Blood type. Wow, me not too know. Them have me TRN already. driver's license number, passport number, NIS number, birth entry number. I want a whole heap of something star. Seeing? Well, you are going. Because this has caused serious stir in the country from the other day, I want to talk a little bit about it, but I want to invite someone on radio just now, my brethren, Zane. He's the opposition spokesperson on youth, former member of parliament for East Rural St. Andrew. He's an educator, social activist, and an entrepreneur. I think he's more than that too. But yeah, Damian Crawford. We want to talk to him a little and make him kind of show one and two things, because we did see him in a parliament deal with some of the negotiation and things. Damian, you there?
Yes, I. What's up?
You know me there. Well on there, Damian.
Say it.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, man. I hear the man. Yes,
Aye, yes, man. What you did say? What's up?
Yeah.
Cause a living man. but I'm on Irish is up still. So Damian, the other day I see you in the parliament there, and you ask some pertinent question and so forth and so on. If we have national ID, me have my passport, me have my TRN, me have my voter's ID, why another national ID, Papa?
Well, that is the question that I was asking. What is the grievance? What is the mischief? What's the problem that it's trying to solve? One of the members said that the other IDs have been tampered with, as in some persons have been able to breach them and have multiple passports, etc. In my opinion, that's more negative towards this type of ID, because you prove you can't protect information. You prove a thing can be breached. So to this point, I've not heard the problem that they're trying to solve. Some people say it's going to help solve crime, but I don't know if a man is going to try to avoid paying $100,000 and risk getting 25 years in jail. So if a man make a decision not to take an ID because he don't want to be caught for his crimes, I don't know if $100,000 will make him take an ID now. So I don't know what the problem that he's trying to solve, actually.
But Damian, this bill was in Parliament long before now. It was in there from about 2012, right?
No, incorrect.
2011?
People don't understand the difference between a concept and a bill. A bill is like, for example, you say we want to go downtown.
Yeah.
In 2012, we say we want to go downtown. Now they say that we're going to walk through all the criminal communities and tell them bother and try to make them shoot with. That's the bill. So just to say we don't go downtown is not to say that there was a bill. First, the bill came to Parliament was in June of 2017.
Okay. So the opposition party now would not have spoken about this bill before.
Not the bill, the policy, but not the bill.
Same.
So the bill is the total execution of the policy. So as I say, we can say we're going downtown. Now, you can say, okay, I take a taxi. Me say I take a bus, and the next man say I have a walk. Government in power decide how we go downtown. So it is the how now that we are having a conversation, and not the objective of going downtown. So the PMP did say they felt that the ID system was necessary. Mm-hmm. I still don't know what the objective, what the problem they were trying to solve at that time either. But they said they thought it was necessary. But they didn't say that it was going to be a mandatory bill, which is what this bill is saying, that it's going to be every man have to have it. That means even if you're a Rastafarian and say, I want to live off the grid, you're now a criminal because you want to live off the grid. Or if you're a Christian and say, I believe in revelations, I don't want to mark at the beast, you're not a criminal because I believe in revelation.
Right.
So therefore, this mandatory part is a great negative as far as
there is no form of exception for religious people.
No. And what my problem is when I ask them to highlight some exceptions, yeah, they're saying that you can go court to prove that you have due reason. But for example, Rastafarianism isn't identified under the law as a religion.
Seeing.
So therefore, a Christian can go and say I'm Christian, but Rastafarianism isn't by the law. So if you go court I've assumed that the court are going to move to what the law identifies. You get what I'm saying? So that is a problem.
Is about 160 odd amendments made, right?
268.
What? So much? 268. Yeah. Then
100 was made in the parliament, the lower house, and then 168 was made in the Senate.
Then I saw the bill did bad that so much things them have to take out, boss.
Well, there was a thing in it to say if you can't pay 100,000, you're going to go to prison. You know?
See it?
That prison was an option if you can't pay 100,000. So they're saying that it could have go 100,000 or community service or prison.
Yes.
And we said, no, that have to take out. How can you imprison a man after Maradine went in for a spliff and come out dead? How can you now expose the prison system to a man who just don't want the ID to go in now go interact with a man who's a murderer?
Yes, yeah, that kind of...
Understand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's rough.
It was sloppy.
Seeing, hey, look here. We expect the PNP to kind of have some robust kind of interview the people because you would like to form the next government. You think the PNP waited a little bit late for them to really bring it to the people and let the people know that maybe this wasn't good enough for the population of Jamaica.
One of the role of a political party is to inform.
Yes.
Make people be aware, educated.
So you say we don't do that?
No, some things that them actually wait too long to inform. If you just fight it inside and not in the role of informing the people, because the opposition don't have power without the people, you know.
Right.
Because the opposition is in minority and is a majority vote.
Yes.
So simple majority wins. So therefore the opposition responsibility is to inform the people so that them go with the power of the people. But our opposition never informed them something. Look at God fight of battle that you must lose. You cannot win in the parliament as the opposition.
Yes.
So therefore I said that them drop the ball as it really is.
Yeah, me think so too. Now that it passed there, man, seeing? The opposition and other civil groups still seem to have a problem with some of the things that is within the bill. Yes. What is the procedure in correcting those in the future? Does the Prime Minister has an autonomy that he can do that if people rally around and say, boy, them things they not gonna work?
Well, government act to win the next election, you know. So therefore, people is influential to government decision. Remember one time PNP they come with a bank tax and everybody said, no, and then PNP scrap the bank tax.
Yeah.
Because their intent is not to be the enemy of the people.
Right.
Now, when you have a system that says, if I don't have an ID card, I can't get health services, that somebody has to decide if it is life or death before me access services. See. Now, I said to them, say, it look like you never ever go Spanish Town Hospital where the security guard they talk to first. So the security guard are going to tell me if this is life or death because I have a headache when it could have been that something busted up being busted. I mean, security are going to decide if a headache is life or death if I have an ID.
Yes.
Or if it's not threatening to life or health. I can't call the police when a man thief my goat. So when him thief my goat, I can't call the police because I have an ID. I got to chop him up and take the line my own and then the police come.
So they are encouraging little of the jungle justice.
Well, automatically, the state now to take up my grievance. One of the reasons why you have so much retaliation is because a man thinks that the man murder and brother not going to get punished.
That's true.
So him decides that he's going to take up the punishment in his own hand.
Seeing.
So we have a system where I can't get health services, but I can vote without the ID. So how I can vote without the ID, but I can't get police protection without the ID?
Seeing.
It shows the priority of the government that every man is supposed to get vote, but every man is supposed to get help.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
That don't make no sense.
So is the people have to educate themselves and know, say, well, the vote is the most important thing that you have, so you deal with that a particular way. Do you think that this is a win for Jamaica?
With the ID system?
With the passage of this bill?
No. Coming to see this is the problem with the solve. If it will solve a big problem, and it will solve it with relative certainty, I'm willing to give up some of my rights now.
Seeing.
If we're sure that it will solve a big problem. Suppose them say, see this crime thing, it really will solve crime, and this is the level of certainty, 90% certain. And I
Right.
said, well, I'm willing to give my fingerprint for that, yeah.
True.
But up to this point, I don't know how to have a solved crime.
Well,
Because it's not
most
a
of the
lack of
things-
identification why the case them have fall through.
See.
$9 billion would have better spent by building some more rehabilitation centers so that a man come out of prison and have a way not to go back into prison.
Right.
$9 billion would have better serve to protect the borders from the gunplay drug street who are coming from here to get some boat, get some helicopter and patrol the border.
Because we already have IDs.
Because we already have ID. I mean, we all know Duppy Film in face was on TV. So therefore, ID wasn't a negative with Duppy Film. ID wasn't a negative with Zeke. ID wasn't a negative with Sandokan. ID wasn't a negative with Darkpa.
Yeah.
So therefore, how is it now that ID has a solved crime when we knew all the criminals?
Seeing. So, Damien, you figure more or less the rush was about money?
Yeah.
The money from the IDB bank?
I think the IDB said to them, say, yo, if you don't do this now, then we're not going to give you no other support.
Seeing.
And the government just come and say, yo, people, we're not in a position to govern ourselves because of years of mismanagement and everything.
Seeing.
And so we have to just take some salt through wooden spoon. Make me know that I make me say, well, if we're in a position to govern ourselves, we can't blame a man.
Yes.
But if you all come tell me say this I go solve all of my problems, then why you assume that I'm not going to volunteer to get it? If it's good for me, why you think you alone know what's good for me?
Well,
Why you think I don't know what's good for me and would have volunteered to go get it?
a serious thing, man. Well, as a Rasta man from me, a reason with my brethren them from long time is like numerology always come into play. And man always say, hey, time going come now when your name won't be relevant. You will be called by a number. And the man them always, someone I say, well, it's long time the numbers thing are going because even in the Old Testament you have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus numbers. So it's a fulfillment of those prophetical thing coming through now where, yeah, Tony Rebel, it's not 5446 like Toots. Like, you know, 1962, that's my number. And it's unique.
Remember, prisoner is known by his number, you know.
Sure.
So therefore, are you then now saying we're all suspects?
Well, maybe, hey, you know, some man use some man name and say, yo, brethren, don't use my name. You go around at the shop and you use my name. So right now, man, I go say, hey, you, don't use my number, you know.
Don't use my number, secure.
No, my number.
No, but you know, so them have in this thing now, that a private entity, a man where I sell something, can request my ID before him offer me service, even in a situation where ID isn't necessary.
Yes.
So unlike I use a check or I use a credit card, you want to know if I my check or my credit card.
Yeah.
In an attempt to resist me service, a man can ask for ID if him don't assume that me have an ID. So if me a run, remember them tell even Jesus did go to the inn, you know, and them said there is no room in the inn out of prejudice for not have Jesus in the inn, you know.
Yes.
So if a man a go hotel and him bleach and him have him tattoo, you can assume say if him not have the ID now, I can just use it as a deterrent to him coming on my place.
Right. But there's no form of policy that can have protection of data, them kind of data thing that not implemented in a government. Because if you have...
And that I said to them, say, yo, in a lawmaking, policy making, you have a thing called connectedness. What needs to be done before you do this?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, what needs to be done? Is there a way to protect information? No. So how come you want to collect information? You say you soon get the way to protect information.
So why don't you go for data protection act or something, brother?
Yeah, that don't come yet. So my analysis of whether this can work is dependent on knowing how my data will be protected. So how you come with this before you tell me how my data will be protected?
So what, the horse, the cart go before the horse?
The cart gone before even the rider ever buy the cart.
And then the next thing now I hear that some robust educational program will be going out to educate everybody about the whole thing. I think that should happen before, you know think?
Yeah, so we can decide if we agree or we not agree. So this is an imposition because even the ability to get legal representation, which we call legal aid, is not available to civil cases, and it's only available to criminal cases. So therefore, a man who can't afford 100,000 can't get a lawyer if he can't afford a lawyer.
True.
What sense is that?
Yeah. So there is a whole heap of complication, and you think it will be ironed out, Damien, or gone now?
Well, I think I'm tell the truth of meeting. I think them don't even want to implement it, you know.
Oh.
I think they just want to say to the IDB, say, yes, see the bill, yeah.
Give me the money.
But I don't think they might try put it in. Because when them say a thing like, it will not come into effect certain part of it until 75% of Jamaicans have it.
Yes.
It suggests to me, so them not set a timeline. 75% of Jamaicans can have it, but dead and gone, and my grandpicture there.
But if it going to roll out on the public sector, and I think that area of people are many, maybe that could constitute the 80%, you know. And,
No,
then,
man,
and maybe that would be forced upon them, because a man can say, well, you can't work in the public sector unless you have that kind of ID.
They have the card, yeah. So I think if them are going to force that through the public sector, but I think people can carry a court, because it contravenes, in my mind, the Constitution, my right to religion and religious practices. Yeah, and I mean, even the Bible says it is within your choice that you sin or live in. So even the Creator says it is within your choice you sin or live. Oh, you have to decide. So I think there are going to be some people challenge it in court. India challenge it in court and day one. So therefore, I think
England never deal with it either, Australia. So.
England resisted it. Spend billions of dollars and then scrap it. Australia scrap it, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, these things.
So on a different note, before you go, Virgin, I see you here as an entrepreneur, and we know you're selling EGGs, right?
Yeah, them call me egg
so when you ever make something for Rasta, like, you know, most Rasta who are vegan, not using eggs in their cakes or their pudding.
Well, that may work for now, because I want to be the bakery man, you know. All bakery is supposed to be coming to me, you know. And we want to say, Virgin, and the people may listen. My objective is to make $1 US off of every tourist. $1 US, 25 cents for the 4 days when I'm there.
That good.
It's so simple that if you just carry down your thing to us, that fine point, you can find businesses to satisfy them.
We love that.
So that's why I made the egg card them eat breakfast every morning.
And I want to give you the idea that I use plantain. So whatever you're going to use as the substitute for that, for I who are vegans, make plantain be the base, see?
All right. Respect.
Respect, my man.
Yeah, man. One love.
Yeah, man. Give thanks there, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Thanks.
Yeah. That was Damian Crawford, you know, giving us some insight on the new ID that will coming to play or has passed in Parliament. And yeah, he was one of them who really was, you know, opposing, maybe not just for the sake of opposition, but someone who had an idea. Yeah, give thanks. You have to make sure, no, say if you slip, you slide. I saw the thing go. Hey, look here. Sugar is the thing that was in Jamaica where them have us as cane cutters, seeing? Cane planters. That is why our foreparents were on the plantation. Sugar, seeing? And sugar come back and enslave, you know. It's like, you didn't know, say, 2.1 million people dead every year, and it's diabetes caused that every year, seeing? And one of the main thing that cause diabetes, you know, is that serious intake of sugar, because people don't understand. Say more time, it's not just the sugar where you take mix the tea and mix the drinks, you know. Yeah, when you eat starch, you turn in a sugar too. And then you eat fruits as sugar too. And some vegetables are sugar, same way. The whole of them content of sugar, they're serious. And then you have some people where them not even want to drink water anymore. And more than 70% of your body is made up of water. You know, say, most of them flavored water, yeah, where you see people are drink, have at least 9 spoons of sugar in it, you know? 9 teaspoons of sugar. Yeah, man, and it come away. Remember, say, 1 teaspoonful of sugar has about 4 grams. And for the day, you're supposed to have about 9. The intake where people are dealing with you now, it's serious. I noticed that Bush Hendrickson, who have the national bakery. The man come out now and decide say about 33% cut of sugar I'm putting in bread them, which is important, you know what I mean? Because sometimes in capitalism system, people just want to just make money too, you know what I mean? But if you can say one of the dealer come out and I say, all right, well, I'll cut down this, you know, it's a good thing, even though it's going to help him to, because he will find out that there is a market also for that, where some people don't really want the things that is bombarded with sugars. Yeah, we have to make sure, say, we kind of watch that intake, that man, only for something go on with you when time you eat too much sugar, you know, man. Yeah, man. You get type 2 diabetes, man. You get all sort of heart disease, man, even up to cancer, you know. Yeah. And even I, man, as a youth, when I grew up, I used to love the sweet sitting too. But it really don't work. We can't afford to be slaves of sugar right now. Yeah. Every man can check themselves since morning how much things, how much sugar you think you take already. You take past your quota, you know. Yeah, your quota done pass. And I bet you since morning a whole lot of people don't even drink some water. Yeah, man, me's a water crusader, man. People must drink clean water. It is good for you. A lot of times when people say them sick and, you know, them need for go doctor, sometimes they are just dehydrated. And all them need for this is to hydrate them body. And then you have all coconut water that is, you know, made in the tree, not even touch the ground. You can imagine a water like that with so many nutrients that is good for you. Yeah, man, with a kind of change around how we feed and some of the things them where we are buy to. It's when you buy things and every time you have to buy and a read label, it's not the best thing. My suggestion to you people is that the things them where you have to eat if you have no label, yeah, man. Yeah? Check your breadfruit. You don't have no label. Check your mango. Check your ackee. No label, not defend that. Them think they're good, man. Check your avocado. No label, boss. You see, from here, if you put on a label pan to say, hey, let me check how many grams of sugar is there, how many grams of sodium, what else is in it that I am allergic to. Yeah. And that's so the problem start. And what you eat is what you are to. So we have to be careful the things that we are putting in our goodie in order to keep it going. Because it no matter what you can do, you know. You could have made car, you can make computer, you are all sort of specialists. Without you doing that, it don't make no sense. You are the most important thing to you. You know what I mean? So you have to take care of you. And then if you don't take care of you, I don't trust you with me, you know. Because if you don't take care of you, you're not going to take care of me. You know what I mean? So, one of the things what we notice in Jamaica is that the crime scene is kind of serious, Zane. And I think one of the ways to curb that is to have some serious dialogue with the police. Yeah, because you can't now give the police enough pay and you expect them to work, risk them life. You know, when them go back home, them can't even send them family at school. Yeah, if you want to say, me there, I defend the police and my brother them and so forth. Because you can't tell me nothing either because everything happen, the first thing you do is call the police. No matter how you burn them, you call them. See? Well, I say, I think government must make sure, say, police, teachers, medical practitioners, them people they feel all right. You know what I mean? Find some money somewhere in the kitty and make them people they have. And especially the police when maybe about 1,400 people dead since the year start already, boss. And everybody think that is an alarming number. You know what I mean? Yeah, if the man them and negotiate for get some more money, we encourage government to give them. You see right now? I want to talk to a brethren. Zane, he's an officer too. He's Sergeant Raymond Wilson. Yeah? He's chairman of the Police Federation. The Police Federation called for an all-island branch board meeting after an unsatisfactory proposal by the government for a wage increase for the 2017 to 2019 contract period. The man them call feet, but them not get it. Zane, me personally, as a Jamaican, I encourage government, give them Monday. Because we know when, if the man them say left or right, you know, Zane, you can't kill them because, you know what I mean? I say that right, I not condone certain things, but yeah, Sergeant Raymond will see you there, eh?
Yes, sir. Yes, and good evening to you, sir, and good evening to your listeners, sir.
Love, respect, my boss. Everything good?
Well, not all things, you know. As you said earlier, we're coming from a meeting with quite a number of police officers from across the island. They are really what you call the underground representatives of the police cohort, from constables to inspectors.
Yes.
They're called the branch board. So it is the norm that whenever we reach a stalemate with government, that it becomes important that we put the issue into their hands to make a decision and give us a mandate and the way forward. What we brought to them was the government's offer of 3%, which I don't think Jamaicans understand what it means. It means an average of 99 Jamaican dollars per day for police officers. That is what the government is offering police officers as increase. And if we should break it down by ranks,
yes,
it's much less than $1,000 per day for constables. And it doesn't increase significantly over that.
What was the figure? What was the figure being proposed by the Federation, Mr. Wilson?
What the Federation did, right now the constable, we're at a starting point. We didn't give what is called a percentage proposal.
Yes.
What we said was to look at the work that the police is doing, compare it with what happens with our colleagues in the Caribbean, because the attrition rate is very high. Mm-hmm. And it is not on the international scene that our police officers are migrating to mostly. They are going to Turks and Caicos, they are going to Cayman, they are going to BVI, right around our neighbors. Yes. And one of the main factors is that they are paying police a salary for police work.
Yes.
Right? That they are able to sustain themselves and their family and really live as how ordinary, working, committed, and patriotic human beings are to live.
Yes.
We now have a starting point for a constable of $720,000 per year,
yes,
which if you divide that by 12 is really a mere $60,000 that per month for a constable. Many may say, oh, but you get a housing. But our housing allowance is really, you're collecting it on behalf of your landlord because you are transferred from where you are from and you must live somewhere.
Exactly.
So from that salary of $60,000 again, for the constable, and we're starting at the lower level, it is really where he has to sustain himself, his family, keep himself commuted to and from the job, keep himself on the job because nothing for us is subsidized. Our meal is not subsidized. Toiletries and basic necessities that are important to be part of our work environment is built on existence, and every police has to find that on their own. So when you offer us $99 per day,
yes,
is that how you treat the men who are using their literal body to be buffers between criminal gunmen and law-abiding citizens of this country?
Yeah, yes. Teachers are also in that kind of wage negotiation with the government. You think this is becoming the norm, where government just negotiate all the time and will not fulfill the request of these entities?
And we may have to agree with that, because one of the situation that we find, the peculiar situation that we find ourselves in as police and generally public sector workers, is that whether it is the J or the P that
yes,
is the government, they are our employer of the day.
True.
And what you'll find is that whoever is in power, whoever in his opposition at the time of these discussions, will make comments and talks that suggest that if they were the ones there, things would be different. And we have researched and found several comments that, our employer of the day today would suggest that figures that represent much better figures than what were offered in the past were something that were, was inconsiderate to the police. So we're holding them to that, but it's not just a matter of holding them to what they have said. It is what our police are worth. The conditions of service alone, the case that the police must be singled out and paid differently. We're from St. Thomas, for example, and we're not working in St. Thomas.
Yes.
We're likely to be transferred to Westmoreland. Mm-hmm. We're not provided with a separate rent allowance for St. Thomas.
No incentives for that? You just gone, so? No transportation, no rent allowance, nothing?
Nothing. You barely may live at a barrack room, which is not anywhere near the standard of what your home will present as comfort. And even if you are there for a little while, you have to move out as soon as new recruits comes. So what it means is that you may be paying rent for your family in St. Thomas. Mm-hmm. And when you go to Westmoreland, because we take it that yes, it is a transfer job. We're not opposed to the transfer.
Yes.
But what we're saying is that you have to now go and find a different set of monies from your meager salary to take care of the living expenses that come with being transferred to another parish. And these are some of the things that we are saying to our employer that is unreasonable and unfair to our police. And our police should not be placed in that situation.
These are some of the things that you have been saying, Mr. Wilson, because it's a long time I watch you doing this representation. It's a long time. I never see you face-to-face yet, but the name precedes you. I always see you representing the police in a particular way. Let me ask you, would you say that because of the police inadequate payment, crime has gone on an escalation path because police maybe don't get the incentive to really do the work properly?
We would have no evidence, anecdotal or otherwise, to support that. Because one of the things we must highlight that notwithstanding these deficiencies, these ill treatment and these insensitivities towards our police, even in respect to how we are paid and catered for. Our police have shown that they continue and are committed to carrying out the duties that are necessary to ensure that Jamaicans feel safe. As a matter of fact, even when we complain about working 18 hours today, we go out the next day and work another 18 or 20 because it is always with the people and the security of the people in mind that we go out and Jamaicans, our brothers and sisters, are very important to us. We know that when we take the oath of office, what it means to us and what it means to Jamaicans. And therefore, all we're asking is to fix the problem. Police are not saying we're not going to do this or we're not going to do that. They have never said it, neither have we ever exhibit it in terms of what we do and don't do. It is always the case that if we are to pursue anybody in pursuit of the safety and security of our nations and our community, and our communities, we are going to do it notwithstanding the challenges that we face. And that is why we believe that we have shown that we are truly patriotic.
That is commendable.
We are truly committed to the task that we have to do. And all we are asking government is to give us our just due so that we can benefit from our labor. And not just our labor, but to be in a position to take care of ourselves and our families.
You think that will ever happen in the near future?
It will have to happen one way or another. Our salary has reduced or eroded. We may be getting the same $100 as we may have been getting 2-3 years ago. But when you look at the impact of things like inflation and other things, it has really reduced significantly. And one may argue that, well, inflation for this year is only 4.5%. But when you compare that in terms of the 3% that you're offering us, you're really only offering us 1.8 or thereabout percent on our salary.
Which that is basically
we
nothing.
recently revamped the pension policy where we are now paying 5% for pension, even though you have split that 5% in two, and we are now only paying 2.5%. That again is a erosion of what our salary was by paying that additional cost on pension. And when you compare that in terms of what we are getting as an offer from government, that's a further reduction of the 1.8. So even though 3% is on the table, if you have to take inflation and what the impact of pension is, you're really maybe getting less than a 1.5%.
That's true.
1/2 of the 3 that they're offering.
Government.
10 years, it gets worse.
Yes, the government in recent times, Mr. Wilson, said that they will be cutting public sector workers, but them say it will not affect the country because these workers will be absorbed by the private sector. Is the security force preparing for this kind of cut?
Well, let's put it this way. We have not dwelled into that situation in any significant way, because right now the stats will show that based on attrition and normal severance from the job to what you call people who have reached the age of not being able to continue to work, you see that.
What age is that? What age is that? What age is that?
60 as it is now. Plus
Okay.
we have early retirement option. But also, if you look at what a formula that they use to calculate the police citizen ratio, there's an international standard which maybe not from an empirical perspective, but merely anecdotal look at it, suggests that it should not be, the citizen to police ratio should not be more than 1:71-72 citizens to a police officer.
Yes.
When you look at Jamaica, we are so small in number that the last look we looked at it, which was in about 2015, it was like double that. It was like 330, 350 citizens to a police. And that again is suggesting that the ratio is so the gap is so outrageous.
So are you saying that we need more people? We need more people to join the police force, sir? We need more people to join the police force?
Come again?
Does that mean that we need more people to join the police force?
Most certainly we need more persons, and the minister has said it over and over. He announced how he plans to do that with the training programs that he put in place, and therefore that is why we are saying in order to make the force more attractive, we need to adapt some of the very welfare, benefits, and well-being aspects of what, that are pull factors for our police officers to maybe a Turks and Caicos, Cayman, and the other places that they are going to, because they are going there in droves.
Okay. So teachers, nurses, police are leaving the country in droves, and we are having serious crime problem, serious health problem, and our educational system is also having problems. Then government, they must do better.
And you may have heard that we have given the government 2 weeks to look at a particular issue. That is, they have revamped or amended the Constabulary Force Act. It was a consequential amendment in the Zoso Act, where if you should resign without applying yourself to certain conditions, you will go to prison or pay a fine.
Wow.
We find that, yes, Section 5 of the Constabulary Force Act was amended recently to read that if you do not give 6 months' notice or get permission from the commissioner to resign, then you are likely to be fined $250,000, or the judge has the option of sending you to prison for 6 months straight without even fining you.
Yes.
We find that quite egregious and outrageous, because a contract of service or a term of engagement is really a contractual arrangement.
Yes.
It is the first we are seeing under these circumstances where a breach of contract may result in a criminal penalty. We have not seen that anywhere, and these are just some of the things that is affecting our police right now, because we are there enforcing law, observing human rights, while at the same time our own human rights is being torn to pieces by the kind of laws that we are seeing put in place or amended to determine how we operate. And we are not saying we must get a run for it or a free-for-all, or we should not be under any control. We don't want to get it wrong. There are enough policies and there are enough entities in the organization that investigate anything that a police may do or may not do and bring them to justice too. So we are not for 1 minute saying that. What we are saying on the face of things, the police must have access to similar human rights in the present circumstances, in as much as any ordinary worker of this country.
Agree.
Especially those employed by the same employer in the public service.
Agree. You had a meeting today. Were you in that meeting?
Yes, we were in that meeting.
What is coming out of that meeting? Is any kind of progress?
Members island-wide unanimously rejected the government's 3% offer, that $99 per day increase that the government is offering. Mm-hmm. The members cited it as gross disrespect and disregard on the part of our employer for the concerns of our police officers. Every single Jamaican or employer, no less, knows the plight of our police officers. They know the conditions under which we work. They know the salaries, and they know that we spend at least 35% of that meager salary on the job to sustain ourselves on the job.
So a little unfairish. But let me ask you.
It is.
One of the problems that happened within the law thing or the police thing is that enough time you'll get some criminal, you bring them to, you lock them up or whatever, and the court take a long time to try them. Sometimes they come back a road and all kind of things. Just recently, I noticed that there was about $232 million worth of equipment, audio visual, to help within the courts to take notes and all of that. You think that will help in any way to help to stem crime or so, or to get rid of the backlogs that is in court?
We can only see where it goes. The police has always done their job in ensuring that these persons are brought before the court. The rest is then up to the court as to, what the judge will do in terms of what law he or she uses to guide how the proper sentence.
But if you start the process, and the process don't complete by going through the courts and justice is being served, then it make your job a little harder too.
It does. It does. And especially where habitual criminals are given bail very frequently. And we're not for 1 minute saying anybody's human rights should be breached. But where
none at all.
Where there's evidence that these persons who get bail are the persons who may be the criminals or the person committing other crimes, then we believe the court has a role to play in that regard.
Yes, Sergeant Wilson. Enough respect, man, and keep fighting the fight for your people, because as I said before, regardless of what people want to say about the police, as anything happening in your yard, is the first person you call is the police. And what I always tell my brethren and sisters is that if you look at this, the people that constitute the police force, they look like us. It's our people, and we just have to work together to make Jamaica be a nicer place. So I want to thank you for sharing that with us and hope that...
And I'm happy that you mentioned that last part, because when we work for Jamaica.
Exactly.
When we put our lads out there in the nights, when you are sleeping and we are patrolling, it's because we love the people and because we want to do this for the people. We're not doing this for ourselves.
True.
As much as we get a meager salary.
True,
it is a commitment to the people why we are doing this.
We'll continue with that commitment.
$99 per day can't make it.
We understand, and we hope that government will look into your request and hope it might happen. And, with the voice we have, we are going to talk it to, because we want everything to be all right. We don't want to live in a crime-riddled country at all, and we don't plan to leave Jamaica. Enough respect, Mr. Wilson.
Well, the members today asked us to write to the government and ask the government to engage us within 2 weeks to give us an offer that really represents the worth and value and what the police truly deserve. So we'll send off that letter tomorrow, and we hope that, good sense will prevail.
Respect, my boss. We continue to watch the proceedings, how it goes.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Bless. EL.
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 Rebel.
Yeah, man. Bless up now.
Bless up, aye, man.
Yes, I give her thanks.
You want to say, I call upon the Minister of Finance, you know, Mr. Ardley Shaw.
Fine hands.
And the Minister of Labour, Ms. Shaini Robinson.
Yes, I.
To announce the raising of the minimum wage, because the consultation has been finished from August of this year.
Seeing?
And they need to announce the raising of the rates. No, because basically $6,200 per week, not going anywhere.
In
this economical climate here in Jamaica.
So you think the negotiation that took place
has finished from August of this year.
So the result of that would be higher wage, right?
No, well, the minimum wage advisory commission send the results of the consultation to the cabinet.
Oh, so you want to hear it now?
Yes, man, we want to hear what going on.
So may I ask you now, so you suspect that it might be a little bit higher than what was there before, right?
Well, Mr. Shaw on the election campaign last year, Mr. Shaw proclaimed that he recognized and realized that the minimum wage was way too low.
Yeah.
And he is seeking a doubling.
Mm.
You know.
I want to encourage you for something, though. You see, it's a campaigning. Anything you hear politicians say when them a campaign, man, it hardly ever goes. So them just say that, forget the vote still. But me agree with you for hold them responsible. Them say it, so them to come do it. Them talk the talk, make them walk the walk. Me agree with you. So we are call out Ardley. Yeah, man a yard. And Miss Shaini Robinson, you are around here in St. Anne. The man is calling you out both to bring forward the result of that consultation with the minimum wage.
Rebel.
Yes, I.
Rebel, I'm listening to Raymond Wilson a while ago, you know, and basically all of the workers in this country are basically it's like the bad roads them. Over the years, successive governments have the government veto upon wage freeze. The minimum wage is $500 and $600 for the last 6 years in a Rebel.
See, you know.
It's $1,700 the minimum wage increase by, you know.
Jano, you know, right now the government have to know, say, this sector of the country is what kind of put forward the money into the kitty so that them can have it to spend. And if this sector, which has a lot of votes, vote for you and give you charge of this business, which is Jamaica, you need to hear what the people are saying. You need to make the people all right. You know what I mean? Not just when 5 years come around that you're ready for more votes. But you know, them say what win elections, you know, it's just promises, you know. You just all you have to do is promise the people and you win an election. And I mean, it is shown in America with President Trump. Him just promise the people things and even though him can't fulfill them, him break every law where if I did Obama do it, him would have get impeached, but him do it. So, and more I encourage the people also to delve in entrepreneurship, make we create some things to eat some food. Like a while ago, Damien say, if him can make $1 from every tourist that come to Jamaica, then him think him all right. So we have to go find ways and means to try and come out of them situation. But in the meantime and in between time, them make promises and them supposed to fulfill it. May I agree with you, Carla? Bless.
Well, Rebel.
Yes.
And in retrospect, to look on the situation, you know, the government and the opposition in 2002 took 103% increase to themselves, you know, and no other group in the country has ever gotten that level of increase, you know.
But you know, we should have decided them increase because we hire them, you know. We hire them and put them there to be directors of this wonderful company, Jamaica, and put them in charge, CEOs. So, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to just take out the things out of the kitty so and say that you want because you think you deserve it. Because right now we were just talking in the studio that the police people, them really need, forget the amount of satisfactory food that them can live. The nurses and doctors also teachers, and even the people them who deal with the rubbish. You ever see when rubbish pile up? When rubbish pile up, it's not pretty, no. So we want to just take this time out for heal up all of the garbage collector them in Jamaica and say, big up yourself. And we say, if you need increase, you forget it too.
People don't need the shared prosperity, Rebel.
And that we say.
Bless up.
Love, my brother. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's the Steppin Razor. You don't know. Sitting in for Mota Baruka. I am that familiar voice with the unfamiliar sound. Lalabella is my name when I'm on radio, but most people know me as Tony Rebel. Yeah, bless up.
Hey, bless up yourself, man. Yo, Rebel.
Yo.
You know, I say, the thing that when we hear Rebel talk about a while ago, them sound too grievous to be true, you know. No, me I tell you the truth, man. Them things that sound like something we read. It that come like a show. It's a movie.
It sound a way to it have me stone in the studio here too.
I too, man, it have a funky, man. But right now, me I say, I like Mr. Wilson, you know.
Yeah.
People are 15 years me ever talk about Sergeant Herman Wilson. I could have went to some change and get a promotion.
You know, easy, you know. No, hey, look here. It's long time I hear the man, you know, but the man is always fighting for his people, man. Fighting with the Federation to
and
get
the man
more money.
positive.
Well, and maybe, Virgin, remember saying, if you come up and go against the system, you know, the system can spite you too, you know. So you have to remember, say, I got all that I reach him to where a man I say, look here, you chat too much. So,
yeah.
I might use that.
Well, you want me to say now, you see this Westminster system,
yes,
where them have this whole amendment and amendment.
Yes.
Them to try and amend some of the law them will govern politicians. That's when them win the election off a promise. We hold them to the promise and who no fulfill them promise, God jail. See them like anybody else.
No, but look here. When you see what going on in Saudi Arabia now, you know, the little prince will come in there when near Mohammed, you know. Well, for people in put a prison since him coming now. About 11 of the current people who are in office him put up jail, you know. And him put some royalty people in prison too. And
man, Prince, man.
Yeah, man, the Prince change up the thing down there. And even though the Western propaganda say him kind of autocratic and all of them stuff there, but is a man who come forward and him a deal with the corruption within him country and him say he want to rid his country of that.
Him take it by the hand, man. Him not afraid of nothing.
Me no mind that something there go on at Jamaica too. Because a lot of foolishness go on sometime in high places in jacket and tie.
Boy, I can't go enough fool it now go change.
Well, Marcus, no say so, sir. Marcus says so we're there, and as long as we live, you know, we're looking forward to see some form of fulfillment of the prophet.
Yeah,
but you see, back to the Westminster something there.
Yes.
The man, the people who enslave us, treat us like nothing, gave us a constitution, and that is what we still have today. Everything that them do, we have to follow. They can always dictate to us. As a matter of fact, the dear beloved Governor General is a representative of that. You know what I mean? And yeah, we as a people who for 55 years now we said that we have been independent. We have to show the independence. We can't just say it.
Rebel, you like how in the media all we are going in Jamaica. I will say you're all Mr. Patrick Hallin come out and say nothing.
You see you?
He wouldn't even come out, come kiss two beauty queen like Florizel and make me know same the boat.
Yo, cause Florizel was a virgin when I easy, you know, at least you see my kiss two other the beauty pageant.
This man has been able to I enjoy him well, man, and I enjoy life while it lasts, you know?
So what you say? You think he must play a more a more role into what is happening?
Then man. I represent the man, you know, so I'm sitting in the biggest year.
Yes.
To talk up the thing them to man.
Yeah, cause like how the ID thing go forward, them have to bring it to him and him have to do some form of endorsement. And so I'm sitting in a good position for true.
But me don't know them on the road. Some documents they on my desk, me just sign them and gone.
You?
All right.
Respect
man.
my
Bless
boss. We love the
Yeah,
reasoning.
All right.
Give thanks. No, I'm virgin then easy. Not joke at all. And enough of what I say, I really some truth in it. Yeah, enough truth in other thing. Right now, we as a people have to know what we are doing. As I say, we definitely have to hold our leaders accountable. When them say things, we have to make sure say them do what them say and remind them. So we have to depend on history. We have to make sure say, look here, man, you did say this, you know, date and time and the whole of that, and put it back in them face. And you have a time when you can do it, you know, when it's near election, you know. Yeah, man, everybody vulnerable. Yeah, man, nice like, whoa, enough hug up, enough kiss, enough anything you want. So, you know, you have to know, say, you are the majority. 63 little people. Yeah, them, you know what I mean? We have to kind of do more than what we are doing. Pay more attention. Read more too. Because them always say, if you want to hide things from black people, just put it in a book. So we need to make sure so we read what is happening. Watch the news and watch it seriously too. And everything that is happening in our country. Because it's our place. It's our country, you know. Hey, our taxpayer money the people them used to, you know. Yeah, man. Bless up.
Listen, I have a quick point I want to make with you.
Yeah, make it now.
You see, the system, yeah, sir.
Yes.
Why don't they bring it in all right? I'm going to tell her why it's not right. See?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to get a person's blood to get the DNA. See? You can use hair follicles, you can use toenails, you can use just about anything.
Yes.
Right? To get a man DNA. So you see, when they may request blood for this ID thing,
yeah, what do you think about it?
It is bigger than that. The man them go try to read people organs. You see, when they're dead, they have to get your DNA sample to know who he go match.
Wow.
So they can sell it.
I will not say that you're a conspiracy theorist at all, my brethren. I think you're a critical thinker.
Brother, listen, mister, you don't have to get a man's blood to get his DNA. So then go tell us that they need a DNA sample to identify you. They don't need your blood.
True.
Saying, you spit right out of the corner of your mouth. Them can take a DNA sample. They don't need your blood. Not more than some little white man come down here and see how Jamaicans are kill off them one another and say to themselves, yo, look how them man, they are waste all them and they are put in a gun and them shit there.
Hey, it's a Jamaican. Wow. Yes, my brother, I hear you. I hear you, man.
And somebody get PR, you know, cousin. Somebody get PR. Yeah. And I just saw them a deal with it, but, yo.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Yes, sir.
Yeah, me give thanks for you and Muta and Cabo and them people that guess what? Without you know, we don't know who they can do because we know unite and sister. Oh, them man they bring some things power where yo nobody else don't want it. And until all them wicked man were out there with the kill off all them one another for no reason, sister, yo, this is a cause to fight for. If you go dead, make sure you're dead be sitting.
Truly. I mean, most people don't know what it is to fight the right revolution, my brethren. Give thanks for the call, man. Make enough sense, yeah?
Not a problem, cousin.
Yeah, man, bless, yes. You know that Professor Shepherd questioned the origin of the no-sleeve rule at government offices and institutions in Jamaica in recent times. You know, she used her Twitter platform to voice her grouse and her disgust after visiting a high school in St. Thomas. She said upon visiting the school, the security guard looked at her vehicle and asked if anyone in the group was wearing a sleeveless. Professor Varian Shepherd, my friend, good afternoon.
How you do, Tony?
How
you do?
I am substituting for Muta, who is somewhere nowhere near.
Okay. You know, I'm just coming from a place today where I saw this poem, one verse from this poem, displayed in the International Slavery Museum in Liverpool.
Yes, that is great.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, nice.
Large.
Large, man. What you mean, man? We think no stop here, so, man. Out the road.
That's right.
But let me ask you, Professor, does women in Jamaica has the right to bear arms?
I am lobbying for them to have the right to bear arms because I don't know why people think that somehow our arms are unsightly.
Yes.
And that is not decent dressing. What is this?
Yes. I see it as some form of institutionalized gender discrimination. And
remember they say that men can't come in there with their arms neither, you know. You
Okay.
can't wear t-shirt, you can't wear merino, you have to wear shirts. So
right.
all of us have to be in this together. But a lot of the regulations and the dress code which put out there by these places.
Yes.
Bert Samuels, a Pan-African attorney at law, says these regulations are unconstitutional.
And that is very important.
Yes, he says they are unconstitutional. And when I asked some police officers, if I go and demand to be let in, sleeveless or not, or sleeveless, if it is of interest to the police, and they say no because there's no law, what are they going to arrest me for?
Right, because within the
I think women.
I was saying
women should stop feeling intimidated.
Yes. Within the Constitution,
stop feeling intimidated. Yes, go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
Yeah, man. I was saying that within the Constitution, it just speak of indecent exposure, like you know.
Exactly. That's what Bert says. It says indecent exposure, and it doesn't apply to your arms or your legs.
Right, but look at it though.
It's
where people who are in these organizations now are showing maybe cleavages, where you're actually looking at the lady's breast, which is worse. If you know what I mean,
but they wouldn't let them in either.
Oh.
They wouldn't let them in. If you go to a school in Jamaica, if you go to the RGD, if you go to any of the ministries, passport offices,
yes,
the security guards have been given the authority to police dress and to turn away people if they say the skirt too short, if they say the shorts are not allowed,
yes,
if they say sleeveless not allowed, if they say rollers must be in your hair and all these things. You should look at the regular dress code you see put up at these buildings, right? No, I'm not promoting lawlessness. I believe in the rule of law.
Right.
But I'm saying, do not put codes there that are unconstitutional, unlawful, and that are downright silly.
I agree.
I start with the sleeveless one.
I agree. And
because it's the most silliest one I've seen.
And
it's really silly. I don't know who started this.
Yes.
And I've been trying to find out who started this. No, there are dress codes for staff. But I am not a staff of the RGD. I am not a staff of the hospital.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't have to dress like you.
But can I just educate the listeners a little bit to say that these prudish kinds of regulations are coming out of the Victorian gender order, the Victorian period in our history, from 1837 to the turn of the 20th century, when Queen Victoria was reigning in England, and they put in place regulations to govern, especially how women behaved and how women looked. They instituted and they supported hegemonic masculinity, patriarchy, and prudishness.
Right.
So I don't see why we're an independent country, why we still have these kinds of attitudes and colonial mentality.
Well, I don't know.
And I am saying, but Tony,
yes.
When last look at the coat of arms,
yes,
the woman is topless in a short skirt.
Yes.
The man have a little piece of short and wearing nothing. So That is our coat of arms when you hang up in a parliament and other places. So what are we saying? We are ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
We must look into ourselves and rid ourselves of this mental enslavement.
Exactly. And if the rule is that you must dress up in jacket and tie and a certain kind of apparel, it's not everybody can afford that. That is a serious kind of discrimination.
And men can't go to parliament if they don't dress like that. And I saw the Speaker of the House on TV saying, rules are rules. Listen, if our ancestors had said rules are rules, we'd still be in slavery.
Yes.
Because they said slavery was legal, didn't they?
Of course, and rules were made.
So suppose our ancestors had said rules are rules, where would we be?
Exactly.
So I'm very sorry. I come from my teeth statue pit. I mean, now go along with these ridiculous things.
Well, me near rebel already.
Are you near rebel? Listen, I'm saying let us dress appropriately in however we feel is appropriate.
Yes.
In other words, respect other people's right to not be, respect the office that you're going into, but with certain understandings that you're just going to not say sleeveless is indecent.
And our people who are carrying out the rules, our people who are carrying out these rules to like the securities and so must know that rules were made for fools and discretion for the wise too. So you can't just come pushing down all of this stuff on people when sometimes they are going about their normal business to do important things, and you are going to stop them and hinder some form of progress because them have bare arms. You there, Professor?
Hello? Yes, I'm listening to you.
Yes, man. They have to.
You were saying.
I was saying that these securities that are carrying out these rules also must know that rules were made for fools and discretion for the wise. Sometimes people are going about their legitimate business to do something that is very important. And when you want to stop them just because of a little Victorian rule that is so archaic in this present day now, you know what I mean? We have to find some ways to go around that because, as you mentioned earlier, it is not legitimate. It is not constitutional. And if it is not constitutional, then I don't understand that kind of additional law. Them kind of writs and them thing the way you bring in, me not go accept it either. And we have to understand that we have to move away from that. Because that's a mentality that we need to leave out right now.
But Tony, I have a little sympathy for the security guards because people want to keep their jobs, right? But I think the security guards have to negotiate with the people who made these rules and say to them, do something because we are put under pressure now to go police people's dress when we're trying to do some other things in our job. And how come part of our job is to police people dress? You know? so that is one.
Sexist.
The other thing is that I think we have to challenge because we must not allow ourselves to live in a police state where every single thing we do is police. No. So the people who especially I'm told that the RGD is one of the worst ones.
Yes.
Right? And I remember going there with a young woman from Australia who went to trace her ancestors, and as a young girl, she had on shorts, decent shorts in my view. She wasn't allowed to go in. And recently I heard a case of a woman who went to one of the ministries to do business, and the security guards turned her back because she has on sleeveless. She had to go to the bathroom and take a shower curtain and cover up herself in order not to have to go home and change and come back.
Madness.
What are we doing?
Madness.
And look at the woman who went to get she went to get her yellow fever shot. She was told she can't get the shot because she has on sleeveless. But Tony, how does that make sense? If you're going to get a shot, well, you have to take off the clothes and this blouse anyway.
You understand? 6 or 1/2 dozen.
This is what is going on, and I'm appealing to our policy makers to put their feet down and say, do not harass people over dress unnecessarily.
Yes.
And when it is foolish.
I agree.
You can't say rules are rules when the context of the rules and the reason for the rules makes no sense whatsoever.
It's baseless. Baseless.
And that is my stand. And I think we should declare a no sleeveless day.
Yes.
And all of us will wear our sleeveless and go collect or whatever we need to collect. Passport, whatever. And let us see what will happen.
Well, arrange
Honestly,
it.
I'm fed up.
Arrange it. You have my support, and I'm sure that a lot of listeners who are listening to you, Professor, will be willing to join and support such a thing. We thank you very much for talking to us from. Where are you in England?
I'm in London. I'm consulting on reparatory justice.
Yes.
And I'm here with a group of lawyers who are helping us to understand the legal route that we could take. And whole heap of British lawyers, by the way, came out. I'm here with Bert Samuels and Tony Gifford from the National Commission on Reparation.
Yeah, man.
Council on Reparation, and we are here.
Respect. Hail up Tony and hail up Bert for me and continue to do the job. Thank you very much.
Okay, stand up for our rights, man, okay?
Yeah, man. Blessed Professor.
All right.
Love.
Good. Right. Bye-bye.
Yes, that was Professor Vereen Shepherd. And as you heard, she is in London along with some lawyers on repatriation energy. Hail, Papa.
Good afternoon.
What a thing, Mr. Hail, Papa. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam. How are you?
I'm good. I was listening to your interview just now with the professor as it relates to bearing arms.
Yes.
And I so agree that I am in my car driving and I really had to stop, and I really appreciated that you said the numbers to call just now. I had to pull over and stop and call because this is a matter that had annoyed me so much in last month. I went to the immigration speaker along Constant Spring Road. And I was told that I could not go inside just to collect my passport because I wasn't wearing my jacket. And the security officer said that it was within his discretion to let in some persons that had on sleeveless and not others. Because I stood there and I saw a lady walk past me that had sleeveless blouse on, and he said that the lady worked there, but she had her jacket inside. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, that sound a little biased to me.
Yes, so I'm saying other persons were there too as well, and saying to me that they had to go away to borrow T-shirts,
and them
to
things.
borrow jackets and stuff. I ended up had to drive in the traffic back to my office to get my jacket and then come back to the passport office, only to get there and they're telling me that the office is closed, so I had to come back the next day.
So you waste a lot of time that you could use those time to contribute to the building of this country in whatever way, make some money and contribute to the GDP, and because of a stupid
rule.
Yes, you waste a lot of time.
The funny thing is, I am a government worker, and it so happened that when I left during my lunchtime and had to go back to work, a situation came up that I needed to deal with, and it had to wait, and I ended up not going home until very late in the night because I had to stay late to deal with the matter because of this stupid rule of sleeveless. And then it is, how does it affect the doing business of the organization? How does it affect the money making aspect of the organization? As the professor says, I'm not lobbying for people to break the rules or for people to go into organizations half naked or to be boisterous or stuff like that.
But it is legitimate to wear sleeveless going into business because it is not unconstitutional. And as the professor said, it is some old Victorian archaic law the people might try for perpetuate where them supposed for Lego now.
it is so. I mean, I was dressed for work. I was in a jacket suit, only that I had on the shirt under the jacket that was a sleeveless. I was not wearing my jacket.
Wow. Let me ask you though. You said that the security said that he could use his discretion to let in some people, and you saw him let in some people in, right?
Yes.
How them look? How them look? What kind of complexion them have?
It was a brown lady, but the lady worked there, he said, and then it was another lady. He said to me that the cut of my sleeve came too far around in my back, and for the other one, it was just over her shoulder exactly. So he could let in that person. I ended up asking the security to allow me to speak to one of the supervisors, the customer service supervisor at Pika. And the lady said to me that is the rule. So I asked her if they had put it on the news or allow the public to know that this was the rule there. She said that no, but it should be posted somewhere on the outside. And I'm saying, so if I'm an ignorant person, as I was of the rule, and come there for that one day, if my office was not in Kingston, I would have had to go and buy something to put on, or to borrow some clothes or something, or not do what I went there to do.
It is very stupid, man.
Because of that rule?
Yeah, man. It's a archaic rule. It's a rule that bear no significance as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, if you're sleeveless, cut round the back, and the next one cut to the front. I mean, sleevelesser. They're all sleeveless. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, at where our country is, where we need to be producing so much, the only thing that we're doing is importing and not producing anything, and our country is not going anywhere forward. The only thing we're concerned with is which party come into power and all kind of stupid different rules, and it don't make a difference because the people are not being empowered educationally as how they ought to be. The further we go into the future, the further back we are pushed with these archaic rules, like we're going back to slavery. It's so here they come and say that you have to be of a particular skin color to drive a particular car or some stupidness like that.
And what
you can't put it past these things happening if this kind of rule is coming. And the thing is that it is coming in from the government organization.
Yeah, but you see, the government them have so much things for this. So this is like weapon of mass destruction. So you're distracted by these peripheral things when some more important things there needed. But thanks for calling and sharing, and I hope that some government minister, the relevant authority, was listening to you, and we have to make amends with this. I mean, Varian Shepherd is saying that, we're going to have a Jamaica sleeveless day, and we're going to turn out and make it happen. All of these little rules are foolish rules supposed to stop because it is not constitutional, and if it's not in the Constitution and you're not breaking the law right now, then forgo with that. But thanks for calling, darling.
Exactly, and I truly believe in the supremacy of the Constitution, and the government ought to know that it ought to be so. And I am definitely on board with that day. Yes. Any day it is, the same time I took from work to go back and forth from that passport place, the same time I'll take to be a part of that process. And thank you for accommodating me.
Respect, darling. Right. Have a good evening. Yeah. 5:18. Yeah, this hour from 5 to 6 brought to you by Hold on, man. Get my glasses. I'm put on my glasses and read this thing right, you know. I saw the thing going on. Yeah, watch that now. Enslave Solution Limited. We are serious about your energy. Them a fight, but them not fight the right fight. Yeah, if a revolution is revolution, it necessarily means they have to kill people. It just means that we have to change the system where we are ruled by and change ourselves. That is the first change. Life is that endless cycle of change. Run it.
Yeah.
Eli.
Yes, sir.
If thanks.
You know what I say? That I read when I prepare to talk to the man about.
Yeah.
The right one, you know, revolution.
Yes, man.
The right thing, you know, the people have to recognize, you can't apply the same principles that create the situation to solve it.
Exactly.
Then, so therefore, you have to have revolution of thoughts. People have to recognize that this fear-driven thing where make people afraid of you.
Yeah.
No provide solution, it don't bring peace,
No, not at all.
It might bring a ceasefire. It don't bring peace.
True.
But a ceasefire 2010, not peace. People think about peace. There was no peace.
Yeah. And
it now erupt in a situation now.
Yes, I.
It's go down the wrong part, because I tell you something. The amount of guns were afloat in Jamaica.
Yes, it looked like it plenty.
It looked like, it looked like, say, if the people decide, say, they want to take it to the police and the soldier, you're a serious civil war to deal with.
Seeing. And then we don't make it. The
revolution can't go down that part there. We have to come more dynamic than that. The approach has to be to re-engineer the thinking. We have to get to the minds of the young. Some of them beyond reproach right now, Some of them we have to suffer and some we have to die.
Don't ask me why.
All right. Then I'll say no more fire.
It's true, my virgin, endorse fully, because, most of us don't know that, we have to just change that thought pattern there that we have. Because one of the things our youth them check is that them have to get the fix quick. You know what I mean? Every man see the objective and him say at the mountain top him want go. But that's all him see. Him say there's a route, that takes you to the mountain top. You know what I mean? If you plant a tree, don't bear the same day. You have to do a whole heap of works around it, nurture it, water it, and do all the necessary things. You know what I mean? So that kind of mentality there, we have to go change that. And
the thinking is that the youth them, you have to teach the youth them to plant, something to plant, and appreciate love the development of the plant as it grows. So you can know, say, the plant, the piece, it don't be the same time as you said.
Yes.
Well, you have to have that in a school. You have to have that in a seat. Right now, it's really rough, because a whole heap of youth and it's in the dirt already, Because some pictures of me see a pass around on Facebook of some young boy and girl well strapped,
Yeah, and it looked like a something go on long time, but then social media now is exposing a whole lot of these things. And even the youths them who don't even know that they are informing on themselves. And government and relevant authority must see that this is what is happening from a long time. It's like the police system in America where, them always deal with black people a particular way till the dash cam come in now and people start to tape the thing and people say, wait, this just started happening now. It has been happening a long time, but now it just come to the fore. But I man still have hope, because, this morning the sun did really shine and the breeze still blow and the trees still blossom and they are good people and good must conquer evil. I man is confident in the victory.
I want to leave it that one, because I hear this NID business, the new ID system.
Yes, I
have a fear factor attached to it. So if you don't do it,
yes,
you become a criminal.
The mark of the beast.
No, if you don't do it, then by virtue of not doing it, you become a criminal because you're liable to go to prison.
Well, I that them say punitive action will be taking place.
Them kind of something. We have to go past them. We have to reverse them kind of thinking. The fear factor. I forget left behind there.
Yeah, man, and we who put people in charge of us, we must hold them accountable. You know what I mean? And make sure them do what we want them to do too.
I'm available for lead the charge.
All that too, my virgin. Give thanks, man. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Rasta. The hours between 5 and 6 is brought to you by EnerSave Solution. EnerSave Solution Limited. We are serious about your energy. Yeah, this is the Steppin Razor. Yeah, Muta is somewhere nowhere near, and I'm filling in for him. My name is Lalibela, a.k.a. Tony Rebel. Yeah, that familiar voice with the unfamiliar sound. Give thanks for, all of the people who listen this day. Hail up Muta Baroka anyway, there. All the people in the 14 parishes and those who have been listening abroad, those who are in Florida, those who have been listening from New York. Yeah, enough respect. So I say, we want to big up the producer, Shamara, Yeah, man. And the in-studio engineer, DJ Neil, big up. Young, the Capricorn man. Yeah, is it? Telephone operator, Vivian Stewart, up. And all the guests, Damian Crawford, Professor Vereen Shepard, Raymond Wilson, Shiloh. Yeah, man, the Virgin out of Zimbabwe. We want to give thanks. And you want to youth and youth? I notice enough man we say them a road boy. Them always have a like a Bible in them back pocket. Read it, no man.